Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Wellesley House of Mouse, the Disney-focused radio show that brings you the news, reviews, and anything else that I choose straight from the House of Mouse. I'm your host, Samantha B., and you're listening to 91.5 WZLY Wellesley live from the WZLY studios. First off, I hope that you all had fantastic weeks. Over here at Wellesley, we have finals coming up next week, so the grind is on. After finals, we have a week off, though, so I'm definitely looking forward to that. Until then, I wish everyone the best for their finals. First up this week, in our news section of the show, we have a brand new expansion to the Disney board game Villainous. For those of you who have never played the game, Villainous is an awesome Disney board game in which every player is a specific Disney villain, and the first person to successfully finish all of their villainous tasks is the winner. I have personally played this game with my family, and it's fantastic. The base game has Maleficent, Jafar, Ursula, Captain Hook, Prince John, and the Queen of Hearts. Before the Marvel expansion came out, which is the newest expansion, there were two expansions called Wicked to the Core and Evil Comes Prepared. Wicked to the Core includes the Evil Queen, Hades, and Dr. Facilier, while Evil Comes Prepared includes Scar, Professor Ratigan, and Yzma. The brand new Marvel expansion is the latest to the Villainous world and adds Thanos, Gila, Ultron, Taskmaster, and Killmonger to the Villainous cast. For all of you Marvel fans out there, I hope that these villains were good choices. I truly enjoy Marvel, but I'm nowhere as well versed in the Marvel universe as I am in the Disney universe, so I don't have enough information to form an opinion. However, I do have a special guest today, who is a Marvel fan, who can give her insight on the new Marvel characters. Hello, Hazel. How are you doing?
Hi, Sam. Very happy to be on the show. I'm doing well, thanks.
Good. Well, first off, I would like you to cite your Marvel credentials. What makes you a fan qualified to comment on these villains?
Well, I have watched the MCU in chronological order 2.5 times. I have watched it scene by scene in chronological order as recently as 1 month ago.
Damn, okay.
And I have watched the first ever Marvel movie, MCU movie, Iron Man, at least 25 times. Maybe more.
Yeah, that's your favorite movie, isn't it?
Yeah, it's my favorite movie.
Nice. Okay, so here you have it, folks. She is very, very qualified. And I'm now going to ask her, first off, I'm gonna name them again. Excuse me. Thanos, Hela. Am I saying Hela correctly? Is it Hela?
It's Hela.
Hela. Okay. Yeah. Thanos, Hela, Ultron, Taskmaster, and Killmonger. Ooh. So, are these good choices? Like, first off, please remind me where each of them are from, because I do know some of them, but not all of them.
Okay, so Thanos is the big bad of the MCU, right? He was introduced in the first Avengers in an extra credit scene, but also just by name. And he's been kind of the main villain that the Avengers have been looking forward to fighting up until this point. And then they fought him. Spoiler alert. They beat him. It was epic. He's definitely a worthy inclusion.
Yeah, and he's the Snapper. I feel like that should be like his nickname. Thanos the Snapper. Yes.
Yes, he snaps.
He snaps. He slaps. No. Okay. And who is Hela?
Hela, also very much a worthy inclusion. She is Thor's older sister. She's the goddess of death. So the way Thor is the god of thunder, Loki is the god of mischief.
Right.
She's the goddess of death.
Dang.
So amazingly cool. Like, so powerful. Thor had to resurrect another bad guy just to beat her.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Okay, fair spoiler alert for Thor Ragnarok.
Well, sorry, folks. We did not put a spoiler alert, but I guess spoiler alert. Sorry about that. Okay, cool. And then Ultron, he's also in an Avengers movie, isn't he?
Yes, he's in Avengers Age of Ultron. So he has a whole movie named after him.
Right.
You know? He has some amazing catchphrases. He's also a big deal. He's almost a bigger deal in the comics and the animated TV shows than he is in the Avengers movies. But he's so fashionable. He goes through, like, 3 different iterations because he's a robot. So he goes through 3 different robot forms in the course of the movie, and they all are so on fleek, if I dare say.
If you dare say on fleek. Okay. So first off, we have Thanos the Snapper, right? We have Hela the Death Goddess, and then we have Ultron the fashion icon. Okay, cool. Then Taskmaster, tell me about that one.
This one stands out to me because Taskmaster isn't actually that big of a deal.
Okay.
Like, he's gonna be a bigger deal in the forthcoming Black Widow movies. If,
okay.
Yeah, if the trade papers are to be believed. Yeah, you invited a nerd onto your show.
No, that's why I brought you here, man. My Marvel knowledge is lacking, I will say, you know. So yeah, I had to bring you. Okay, yes, Taskmaster, not that great, apparently.
Not yet.
Okay.
I think they're just trying to do like publicity for the forthcoming movie, which has been delayed like
fair.
2 times.
Right.
Yeah. He has been mentioned once or twice in the previous movies. He has a face, he has a whole vibe, and in the comic books he's amazing. His whole thing is that he can copy the fighting style of anyone he goes up against.
Oh.
So it's like you're fighting yourself. Yeah.
Oh, that's trippy.
Yeah.
That's like freaky in a different way. Cool.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So we have Taskmaster, the freaky copy guy, and Killmonger. Who's that?
Killmonger is the villain in Black Panther.
Wait, hold up. Like Michael B. Jordan?
Yeah. I know.
Wait, that's his nickname?
That's his name, yeah.
No. Oh, Michael B. Jordan is my husband.
He is so gorgeous.
He's so hot.
And he's
Wait.
And he is fantastic as Killmonger. He does an amazing job.
Wait, did they even say the name Killmonger anywhere in the movie? Because I've seen the movie a couple times, big fan, and like I didn't know he was called Killmonger.
Yes, they kind of mentioned it. They only mentioned it once, I think. I don't think Black Panther ever is like, hey, Killmonger, come over here.
Right.
But no, in the movie, the origin of his story was that it was his nickname when he was kind of like, I think it was Navy and then like Secret Service CIA kind of deal.
No. Okay, that's ringing a bell because he had like those like things in his skin for his kills. Oh, jeez.
And I think the quote was like he was racking up kills like it was a video game or something.
Oh, dang.
And that's why they called him Killmonger.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
No, that makes
creepy
sense.
And fun.
Yeah. Oof. But okay, now I want to play as him because Michael B. Jordan is my husband. Okay. Gotcha. Okay, so Thanos the Snapper, Hela the Death Goddess, Ultron the style icon, Taskmaster the freaky copy dude, and Killmonger my husband. I guess like. Okay, awesome. Well, I really need to play this. Thank you so much for commenting. I will come back to you later in the show.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you. All right, second item on the news list is a very exciting update to a news item that I mentioned in last week's show. So as I mentioned last week, the newest Pixar movie, Soul, has been through the rigmarole. Originally scheduled to be theatrically released in June, it was originally pushed back to be theatrically released on November 22nd. However, the awesome news that came out about 2 or 3 days ago is that Disney has now announced that it will be released on Disney Plus on Christmas Day. And I am so excited. Honestly, I would not have been able to go see Soul if it had been released theatrically because of COVID risk. So I've really been hoping that they would move it to Disney Plus instead. So I'm really happy that Disney is not only moving it to Disney Plus, but they're having it released on Christmas instead of pushing it back even more like they've been doing with other films. And there's also a big chance that I will be stuck at Wellesley kind of alone on Christmas. So the idea of having a brand new Pixar movie to look forward to watching is amazing and makes it it makes me super happy. Also, it's going to be available with no extra charge on Disney Plus. So it's not like Mulan where it's the premiere access with like the $30 extra charge. It's actually going to be with no extra charge if you're a Disney Plus subscriber. So very, very exciting news. I can't wait for it to come out. I honestly, when Onward came out in, I think it was March that it came out. It came out like 2 weeks before, like we all had to leave campus pretty much. What was I going to say? I went to this awesome, early showing thing. Oh, yeah, it was on Leap Day that I went, and then I think it came out a week later. But anyway, and like, I went to a movie theater, and then they played, like, 7 Pixar movies, and the last one was Onward, and it was, like, the best day ever. So I think I'm going to recreate that, and maybe on Christmas Day, I'll just watch, like, 6 Pixar movies and then watch Soul. So, yeah, honestly, that sounds like a good Christmas for myself alone, but it's okay. So very exciting. Yeah, so the first song I want to play for y'all has to do with Soul. So after so much discussion about Soul, I'd love to play a song for you from another amazing Pixar movie with very similar themes to Soul, which is Inside Out. So Inside Out's score is by Michael Giacchino, who I really enjoy. He's composed the scores for many other amazing movies, including the Disney movies Up, The Incredibles, and The Incredibles 2. I urge you to look into him and his music. He's a fantastic composer. One of my favorite works of his is called Bundle of Joy, and it's from Inside Out. And it really has this beautiful, ethereal feel to it with its simple piano melody at the beginning that does so much emotionally, even though it's really simple. And it then builds layers of sounds and instruments, and it's just really great. It's from the very beginning of Inside Out when Riley is born, and it is just her and Joy for those first few seconds. I'm totally in love with this piece and am happy to share it with you. So here is Bundle of Joy by Michael Giacchino. Please enjoy. All right, that was Bundle of Joy by Michael Giacchino from the Inside Out score. I really hope you enjoyed it. I was kind of tearing up near the end because I'm such a fan of that song, and it's just so emotional. And I really try to share at least one instrumental piece from Disney scores each week because I don't feel like they get enough love just overall. And I absolutely love enthusiastically singing along to Disney songs with lyrics, and I do so super often. However, I'm also a huge fan of movie scores, and I often feel like, again, they're overlooked, and they're just pegged as background noise, when instead they bring so much deep emotion to the stories, and movies would be nowhere near as great without them and their storytelling capabilities. So, all right, next up in Disney news is that there are rumblings of a brand new Disney live-action movie based on a beloved Disney Parks ride. So most of the time, Disney movies are turned into Disney park rides, but every once in a while, the opposite happens. The most successful example is the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, which I'm a huge fan of. Pirates of the Caribbean started as a ride, one of my absolute favorites, and the movie came afterwards. Once the movies received acclaim, bits of the movies like Jack Sparrow and Davy Jones were added from the movies into the ride. Another one of my favorite rides, the Haunted Mansion, was also turned into a goofy movie with Eddie Murphy, with less acclaim, but good family fun. The Jungle Cruise, again, one of my favorite rides, is being turned into a movie that was supposed to be released this summer, but was pushed back because of COVID. Tomorrowland, which is technically a part of the Disney parks and not a ride, is also, or like a region of the Disney parks, is also, has a very awesome movie. Now, there are rumblings that another one of the best and most thrilling rides at Disneyland is getting its very own film. And that ride is, drumroll please, Space Mountain. According to The Hollywood Reporter, Space Mountain is being turned into a live-action movie by writer Joby Harold, who is also the writer for the upcoming Disney Plus Obi-Wan Kenobi series. Disney is keeping quiet about a potential plot, but there have been reports that it's a family adventure. Due to the fact that Space Mountain is Space Mountain, I think it's safe to assume that space will be involved. I, for one, am very excited to see what Disney comes up with, and I hope the film is epic. After talking about Space Mountain and Michael Giacchino, it is only fitting to play the Space Mountain theme from the ride, which was actually, coincidentally, I found this out while I was writing this show, was composed by none other than Michael Giacchino. I wonder if he's going to compose for the movie too. That would be awesome. So please enjoy Space Mountain by Michael Giacchino. That was Space Mountain by Michael Giacchino. Such a good ride. Hazel and I were really jamming here in the studio, freaking out about Space Mountain. Up next, we have our review portion of the show, where I review something in the Disney universe. This week, I would like to review something that is Disney adjacent, as it is technically owned by Disney, but it is not created by the core of the company. There is this fantastic docuseries by National Geographic on Disney Plus that I recently started watching. I actually watched an episode with Hazel as well, called Europe from Above. It's all about technology, nature, and innovation, and how they've transformed Europe into what it is today. The best part, though, is that it is filmed mainly from above, so it shows things in a new way that provides a new perspective, even for those who know a lot about past and current European innovations. The format is very user-friendly and interesting, as each episode is about a different country, and in each episode, each natural season, so spring, summer, etc., is a different section of the episode that sheds light on a new part of the country. Overall, I really enjoyed this docuseries, and I learned a lot. Honestly, I myself didn't really know any of the things that were mentioned in the docuseries beforehand, so they really took me on a journey that showed me so much about the countries that they covered that I didn't know before. I also loved how the aerial perspective showed different sides of things, so even people who do know a lot about Europe have the chance to learn new things. I did feel that the chosen countries were pretty West European-centric, but that is pretty much my only critique. I definitely recommend this show to people who love to learn and be engaged in their learning. This docuseries was never boring, so if you're worried about that, don't be worried about that. I give it a big thumbs up, and y'all should go check it out. Before I move on, Hazel, do you have anything else to add about it, the episode you saw?
No, I mean, the images were gorgeous. Yeah, just absolutely fantastic. I don't know how they got so many aerial shots. They must have had, 100 drones or something.
Yeah, probably lots of drones, yeah. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so definitely go check it out, y'all. Now, before I get into the next part of the show, I would love to play another song. I'm going to do something which I basically never do during the show, which is play a song that is not technically Disney. Gasp. Trust me, there's a very good reason for this. It just so happens that my mom had her birthday yesterday, and she just so happens to be a big fan of the Broadway musical Come From Away, which I also recently started getting into. My mom has done so much for me, and I love her so much, and in honor of her birthday, I want to play the opening song, Welcome to the Rock, for y'all. It's one that she and I love to rock out to. Please enjoy Welcome to the Rock by the Come From Away Company. Love you, Mama. That was Welcome to the Rock from Come From Away. I truly hope you enjoyed it. I urge you to check out the full original Broadway cast album. The show is fantastic, and it's about an amazing story. Up next is usually the deep dive section, and I know that I said in my last show that I would write one for this week. But I've realized that realistically, I probably won't have a deep dive ready for the next 2 weeks because I'm still very much in finals mode. But what I do have is my friend Hazel, who you met earlier, and a topic for us to converse about. So today's topic is Disney movies and movie scenes that should have been made into rides. So, yeah, lots of thoughts. Yeah, hold on. Let me turn on your mic, Hazel. There you go. Yeah, first up, there are so many, aren't there?
Yeah, there really are.
Yeah.
There's so many amazing movies.
Yeah, and it's so hard because, it's not like Disney has absolutely unlimited park space, but, it's there definitely are movies and, very specific scenes that really just need a ride. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to go first with, probably one of my very top picks, which is the Emperor's New Groove scene where they're going to the secret lab. It's literally, they're riding a roller coaster. Yes. So, obviously that should be a roller coaster ride. You just call it...
Pull the lever, Kronk.
Yes, wrong lever. No, that could be, the blast-off noise,
yes.
It's you just hear, pull the lever, Kronk, and then it's wrong lever, and then you just
go
zoom. It's
into the crocodiles.
Yeah. And, they have all of those cool, I don't know, shapes, around the roller coaster, and just, it could be so good.
Oh, my God, it would be amazing.
It would be so amazing, and, it needs to happen.
And you could be like potions could fall over onto you, and then you could be like doused in spray or something. You know?
Yeah. They kind of do something like that with I'm trying to think. Well, it's not water though. It's do they do water? I don't know. There's a couple rides in which they like try to be a little more. Okay. Let me gather my thoughts. Deep breath, Samantha. In Pirates of the Caribbean, there are moments where they're, like, shooting guns at you, basically, and you feel like puffs of air.
Oh,
and, like, there's parts in, like, the Indiana Jones ride where, like, you're feeling, like, the fire near you. And that fire is real, obviously. So, like, the heat is real. But, like, you know.
That
or,
part
like,
scared me as a kid. Like, the Indiana Jones ride was my favorite, but I was like, oh, no, fire.
Well, no, I get you. And, like, no, it's true. Because you're on there, and, like, no, I remember the first time I went on it, like, I enjoyed it, but I was also like, am I gonna die? Like, am I gonna, like, burn?
That boulder comes right at you.
Oh, yeah. Like, that's some Disney magic right there. It's good. Yeah, no, they literally could call it, like, Kronk and Yzma's secret coaster or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like, it would be awesome.
Yeah.
What about you? What's an idea you have?
I'm thinking, like, something, because we were talking about Zootopia earlier.
Yeah, we were.
I'm thinking, like, something from Zootopia. Like, when that train goes out of control, wouldn't that be, like, an amazing ride?
Wait, the train goes out of control?
You know, like, at the very end of the movie. When they're trying to get the train full of evidence, like, back
that
to the
train.
station.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's funny, because I also have a Zootopia ride on my list, but it's the train at the beginning where she's entering.
Oh.
So I was thinking about that train. I'm like, that train doesn't go out of control. Like, what? No, the runaway, like, car at the end with, like, the creepy goat dude and, like, sheep dude. And, that could be a thing for sure.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah. No, that would be cool.
And I just want to see that world, like, in a park, you know?
Yes. No, yeah. Like, my idea for the ride would be, the train at the beginning. And then, like, literally, all I need, honestly, is just that beginning where she's looking out at everything and, like, the, and I'm like, Shakira, sing to me, like, you know? Like, that would be amazing. And, like, Hazel and I were talking about earlier, just the fact that movie is incredible for so many reasons. But one of it is just the world building. Like, it's so intricate, and like as somebody who loves animals and loves like just I don't know, urban planning, learning about people, it's like just like learning about the city of Zootopia. It's so cool. And like
cool.
Yeah, no, I think that having some sort of ride would be awesome.
Yeah. And I just love the mafia references in the movie, like the Godfather reference.
Yes.
And a little
you
tiny...
come to my house on the day of my daughter's wedding. It's like, that's the rabbit who helped me. And he's like, oh, okay, you're family now. I'm not gonna kill you, or I'm not gonna ice you.
Yeah.
Ice him. Yeah. No. Oh, that movie is so amazing. So good.
So good.
Wow. Okay. Let's see. Next thing. Something that I've thought since I was little is that I think that the scene in the Cave of Wonders where Aladdin is riding the rug out of the Cave of Wonders, where it's like all kind of 90s CGI, like like I think that would be an amazing ride. Like it would be a good thrill ride, because it's like there's that one moment where he's like about to hit that wall, and then he like goes down and he's like weaving out and it almost hits a rock, and like it's intense.
Yeah, no, that would be amazing. And also it's just such a beautiful scene. Like the Cave of Wonders is so gorgeous.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And like, because technically right now there is a flying carpet ride, but it's literally it's in Disney World in Magic Kingdom, but what's it called? It's literally, it's like the Dumbo ride. So it's like, it's that sort of going around a little up and down, like just sitting in carpets, which is fun for little kids. And, you know, but I really think there's potential to like make that like a thrill ride. And and I know that like Disney always wants to balance like little kids versus adults. And I know growing up I appreciated that, because I didn't really like big scary rides, which was one of the reasons why going to other amusement parks was just less like appealing to me because it's like I could barely ride any of the rides because they were so scary. But I do think that like Disney could afford a couple more like thrill rides because there's so many adults who go there. Like I'm gonna go there for the rest of my life, and I want to work there. You know, if I worked at Disneyland or Disney World, I would go at least every weekend, at least. So.
Speaking of Aladdin, actually, they could totally do, you know that one ride where I think they discontinued it now, but you were flying over San Francisco and California in general?
They still have it, but they redid it and they made it about the world instead of just California, which makes me sad because soaring over California was one of my favorite rides ever.
So
it was like a big
good.
thing with me and my mom.
Yeah.
So good, but it's still there. It's just that it's not about California.
It's not about the world.
Yes.
Well, okay.
I mean, the world can go, like, no. But, yeah, no.
But you could totally do something like that with Aladdin. Like, just the magic carpet.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
It would be a whole new world thing. World. Oh, that's a good idea. I like that. Yeah. No, that could, yeah. I mean, honestly, they could even turn the current ride into that.
Totally.
But I probably wouldn't want them to, just because it is nice sometimes when there are a couple rides that aren't like fully
fully Disney
characters. Yeah. Which I love the character rides, but I also like, you know, originally they weren't all that. And I think it's the parks generally are going more towards like having all the rides be themed. Which again, I do love having them themed, but it is nice to have some that are, like, different. Yeah. Like, I love Guardians of the Galaxy, and I haven't been on the new, like, Guardians of the Galaxy, Twilight Zone, Tower of Terror, but, like...
I have, but I still miss
have you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
I still
because...
miss the Tower of Terror, though.
Yeah, because, like...
original.
Right, because, like, I liked that, because the thing is that it's California Adventure, and so it's supposed to be, like... you know, California, like Hollywood, and so it was nice that there was like some other stuff in there, like Twilight Zone, and like, you know.
Yeah. Plus, it was way creepier. Like the cool thing about the new Guardians of the Galaxy, it's basically the same ride, like in terms of the mechanics of it.
Right.
But the cool thing about it is that as you walk in, it's like, you know, the collector in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
It's like his whole. Like
that's
collection.
sick, yeah.
It's cool because it like gives you more lore surrounding the Guardians and stuff.
Right.
But it's not as creepy as the Twilight Zone.
Right.
Yeah.
No, and that's the thing. I feel like I just wish both existed, you know? Like if we still had Twilight Zone and Guardians though. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's still Twilight in Disney World. But I could be wrong. Maybe they've changed it over.
I thought it turned Twilight for Halloween, but maybe I'm just making that up.
No, because they can't, like, switch it that fast like that.
Yeah.
Here, let me just really quick look this up. Actually, I'll just do that later. But anyway, yeah, no. It's hard to, like, have that balance, though. Just because, like, for example, Epcot used to be almost completely, like... I mean, it's mainly about the World Showcase. And then it's, like, there's some of the futuristic stuff. But it's, like, that's what Epcot is, you know? It's, like, originally Epcot was... Walt Disney wanted it to literally be a planned community. Huh. So he was creating his own, like, little city, and that's what, like, Epcot is. Like, I don't remember exactly what the acronym stands for, but it's like, hold on, let me look up the acronym.
That's funny. I always thought it was like a Chicago World's Fair kind of deal, but it was actually supposed to be like a little city.
Yeah, Epcot stands for Experimental Prototype Community of Tomorrow. So it was literally supposed to be a utopian city because Disney had, like, big dreams about creating, like, a better city with, like, better transportation, better, like, social sectors, etc. So, like, that's really what he wanted. And he died before Disney World, like, really started. And so he was able to be in a bunch of the planning at the beginning, but, like, what actually ended up happening, he wasn't there for. And so they created Epcot to be, like, they had the World Showcase, and then they had, like, the futuristic part, which is more like what Walt wanted. But it obviously isn't, like, an actual city. Yeah. But anyway, now Epcot is going under, like, huge renovations to make tons more, like, actual, like, character rides.
Huh. In Epcot.
Yes.
That's a little,
which is, like, I don't know. I have mixed feelings. And I feel like, because, like, for example, there are some rides that I don't miss. Like, when I went to Disney World, I've been there twice, and it was the last time I went there I was like 12, so that's like 8 years ago now. Yeah. So it's been a while. And so, but there in Norway, the Norway part of the World Showcase was this like weird a trolls ride. It was like a Norwegian troll ride, and it was like all about lore from Norway about trolls, and it was like, but it was just like this weird ride, and it's a water ride, and there's like some drops, so think kind of more like Pirates of the Caribbean. But it had like no Disney influence. It was just about like the country, and so I like that aspect of it because a lot of the rides were more about the countries than like the actual. But they turned that into a Frozen ride, and
that's nice.
I'm okay with that. But like for example, in the Paris part of the showcase, they're putting in the Ratatouille ride that's currently in Disney Paris, which I'm excited for that too. So
a Ratatouille ride would be pretty awesome.
Yes, I've seen like a lot of stuff about it, and it's cool. It uses like the trackless technology that they have in some other really cool rides.
Whoa.
And it's super exciting. So that I'm excited for. That's the thing is like I really do love like the character-based rides and the themed rides. It's just I do like when there's a balance as well.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Let's see. I think other rides. Have you seen the Goofy movie?
I actually haven't. I've seen all the songs from it though. And
Good,
I actually love all the songs.
We should watch it then. Yeah, no, the Goofy movie is a classic. It's fantastic. I got really into it this summer because I actually hadn't really like seen it since this or before this summer. But I watched it like 4 times over this summer and like watched it with my cousin, and I have a friend who's like really into it, and my mom and I really jam out to Stand Out from that movie. She loved that song because she used to babysit kids who were like obsessed with that movie, so she would hear it all the time. But anyway, ow, my back just cracked. But yeah, so really good movie. We should watch it. But there's a part where they're like kind of like floating down the river, and it like gets intense at one point, and it's like I feel like that part could be turned into like a raft ride. And they actually at California Adventure, I'm not sure if they have one at Disney World somewhere, but they have a raft ride at California Adventure. It's called Grizzly River Run, and it is about California, so it's like that balance between, well, do you want to take away like that part of the park and make it characters, but I don't know, I wouldn't mind to make it a Goofy movie raft ride. That would be fun.
That would be kind of fun.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for the Avengers campus.
Yeah, so exciting.
Go.
Yeah, you're gonna freak. Yeah.
I want to go and I want to dress up.
Yes,
dress like
you
Iron
should.
Man.
Yes. Let's see. Do you have other ride ideas? Because I have some more. But
let me think. Nothing off the top of my head. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Then I will keep going with some of mine. Then. You've seen Onward, right? At this point, you've seen Onward?
I actually haven't.
Oh my gosh, Hazel. How are you one of my best friends and you haven't seen Onward? Onward is amazing. Like, so good. And I won't, like, put in any spoilers because you haven't seen it. And I don't know if listeners have seen it. Though we've spoiled some Marvel stuff for them, so I'm sorry about that, listeners.
In fairness, it was old Marvel stuff. Well, relatively.
Relatively. But anyway, there's this awesome van that the older brother in Onward, his name is Barley, he drives, named Guinevere, and which, you know, Guinevere and Lancelot and King Arthur, and but yeah, Guinevere is this awesome van that he's like painted and like he kind of built himself, and it's awesome. But I think that there could totally be like a Guinevere ride.
Ooh,
like, you know,
because
Guinevere goes through a lot. Like, there's this one part where they're being chased by these like pixies who like want to kill them, and it's like, you know, that part's like really intense, and like that could be a thing. And then there's this one part where like Guinevere is basically like flying through the air, and that could be a thing. And I just feel like, you know, and it could also be a fun, like, you know, ride through the Onward world, and and so, and just like, yeah, plus like, I don't know, the car rides that they have are pretty good. Like, Indiana Jones is a Jeep ride.
Yeah.
And I feel like they could make it like that, but with Guinevere.
Mm-hmm.
So That could be cool.
The Jurassic Park one.
Well,
Isn't that also...
that's Universal Studios.
Oh no. My bad, listeners.
Also, that's a boat ride, unless there's a different ride.
Oh yeah, it is a boat because you go down a waterfall.
That's a good ride,
that is
but
such a good ride.
So good. I mean, you know me, I'm a big fan of Jurassic Park. I actually currently have my Jurassic Park shirt on, but that is not Disney.
And it is not a car.
And it's not a car. 2 strikes, Hazel. No. But yeah, no, I feel like they can make that good. There's also a part where they like fight a dragon, and that could be something.
That could be pretty cool. Yeah.
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 So, yeah. Let's see. Let me pick a movie that you know.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Treasure Planet? You might not know that one.
No.
Okay, I'm gonna quick mention that because I know people who listen who know Treasure Planet. So, basically, do you know what Treasure Planet's about?
No clue.
Okay, it's do you know Treasure Island? Like the book
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the book.
Yeah, so Treasure Planet is literally a space version of Treasure Island.
Oh my gosh.
We should watch that too. You would like it. It's really good, and it's funny because it's often like overlooked by a lot of people, but a lot of guys our age specifically are like obsessed with it. Like I have like 3 guy friends who are like, Treasure Planet's the best. And so I'm talking to you. But anyway, and yeah, but that could be really good ride, just because like there's a lot of action. They ride in like basically it's like literally a ship that rides through space.
Nice.
Like and there's like it would be cool. It would be a good ride.
Yeah.
Let's see. I think that there could be a Moana ride.
Oh yes, there has to be a Moana ride.
And I'm such a fan of Moana, so good. But it would be interesting to see how they did that, because I feel like, you know, they very easily could make it one of the you know, story rides where it like rides through the story and like and those are good rides, but they also could make it something more like thrill, which we've mainly been talking about making these rides into thrill rides, but
I'm picturing like a water ride for sure.
Oh yeah, me too. That's what I have in my notes. Water ride, yeah. That would be fun. It could, I don't know, cuz like we wouldn't want it to be at like the water park, you know.
Yeah.
Like we don't want it to be like a slide. So it's like, how would you do that? Would you put them maybe in one of her sailboats?
That's what I'm thinking.
It'd be cool.
Yeah. I mean, it could even be like a bigger boat, because you know how her ancestors had those ginormous boats. Like it could be quite a few people on the ride at once.
Yeah. But I guess, yeah, that's fair. But I'm wondering, like, we're thinking, because this would be like a ride in the parks and not in the water park, that it would be like, for example, like Small World or Pirates, where it's like, you know, a boat floating kind of on a river.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But would it be like Splash in the sense that there were like big drops? Because it's like then the boat would have to be a little more streamlined, I think. Well, I think technically you could with a bigger boat, like still
do it. Yeah, just be on a track underwater or something. Aren't they all on tracks though? I don't know.
No, some are tracks and some are like currents.
Huh.
So, yeah, like for example, what's it called? Small World is a current.
Oh,
because
nice.
you like bump into boats in front of you when they stop.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah. But yeah. Yeah, no, I think that could be really good. And I would say it would be something like a Splash Mountain sort of ride, maybe.
Yeah.
Because it could be, you know, like going through the story in like, you know, your boat that has like it could be like the bigger boat, or it could be like her like smaller boat with like the cool sail and like, you know.
Yeah.
And then like going through the story and then some sort of like climactic point, like maybe when she's fighting oh wow, why am I blanking on the name?
The Heart of Tea.
Well, Tafiti is the goddess, and then there's the
the name of the her monster version.
Like lava monster.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's on the tip of my tongue. Hold on.
I'm trying to like go through the movie and remember when they said it. I don't remember.
Teika.
Okay.
Yeah, when she's fighting Teika.
Yeah.
It could be like...
Climactic.
It would be like big drop, right? And then it's like afterwards it's like, oh wait, Teika was defeated. Spoiler alert. And then everybody's happy. Yeah. And then like, you know, the green is returning and like yeah, that would be great.
That would be really cute.
Yeah. That could be awesome.
Yeah. Also just all those moments where like she was like battling big waves could be cool on the ride.
Oh, you know? Yeah, at the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because I remember watching the movie and being like, oh my god, Moana.
Yeah, I'd be like, you're going to be okay. She's going to be okay. They're not going to kill off the main character, especially at the beginning. Yeah, I get you. Oh, man, okay. So the show is almost done, just timing-wise. But I have one more, like, really good idea before we... Well, actually, I have two, but I might... we can zoom through them. That's fine. First up, I'll save one of the best for last. A Up ride.
Oh, nice.
Would be amazing.
Yeah. In
the house, though. Like, you know, you're, like, flying in the house. Have you ever been on the Peter Pan ride?
Yes, but it was a while ago.
Okay. Yeah. But do you remember, like, what it is? Like, you're in a ship and you're, like, flying through the scenes?
Yes.
That's what I think they should do, but you're in the house.
Yeah.
I think that would be amazing. And then you're like flying through like the up scenes and like the only thing with that is it could be a very emotional ride because the beginning of that movie is heartbreaking every single time.
Heartbreaking.
It's just those first like 5 to 10 minutes or whatever and your heart just like breaks every time. I always know it's coming and I still like I bawl like my heart has been broken. Like, it's so sad. But I think that could be a really cool movie in that same sort of, like, flying through the scenes, like in the Peter Pan ride. I love the Peter Pan ride. Okay, last one. I think that growing up, I really, really, really like the Autopia cars, that racing, and, like, driving around and stuff like that. I think... And I also, I have two visions for this ride. So, there's Autopia, keeping that in mind. And then there's Test Track. Do you know Test Track in Epcot?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like the one where it's like they're pretending you're testing a car and they like bring you really fast and stuff. There's also like the Cars ride.
Yeah.
That one as well.
Yeah. Thinking
of just kind of those like kind of rides, Wreck-It Ralph. Sugar Rush racing.
So nice.
Yes. Because here's the thing. Okay, so if we did like Autopia, you like revamp Autopia because it's like already there. You just make it into Wreck-It Ralph. Again, another issue with like, do you want to take away one of the very first rides? Because Autopia was there opening day.
Wow.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. So, you know, very important ride. A lot of people would be upset. So it's like, is it worth it? We don't know. But if you revamp that, right, and you decide to, and then make that into like you're driving around the little like sugar cart racers, you know, like that would be so fun. And then you're like riding along, and then there's like, you know, the characters are like on the side of the road, and like that could be cute.
And you could like glitch at one point or something.
Ooh, yeah. And then maybe they have like music playing in your car, and like, you know, that would be fun. And then I'm thinking like, or there's like the Test Track / Cars ride ideas where you're kind of going through stuff at the beginning that's more story-based. So you're kind of doing stuff at the beginning like you're getting ready for Vanellope's big race. Because that's kind of in Cars. They're, like, getting ready for, like, Lightning to race. Yeah. It's kind of like that. Yeah. And then at the end, you have the big zooming in the car, and it's like you're not controlling it, they're controlling it, but you're going really fast, and it's really fun. And I think that could be awesome, because it's like Vanellope is all about speed, and so she's, like, speeding the other racers and stuff. And, like, yeah, or, like, I can even envision, like, if that happened, right, like, maybe it's, like, 3 cars side by side, kind of like in the Cars ride, technically you're next to other cars, and it's like you're racing them.
Right.
So it's like you could do that, and you could each be a racer who's not Vanellope, and then there's the Vanellope car, and it, like, always beats you.
Yeah.
But it's like maybe you get second or something, because, like, Vanellope's always the best. So you don't want to make one of the cars that people are in Vanellope, because everybody else would be sad they weren't in the Vanellope car.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You want to think about the kids and, like, their jealousy levels. But, yeah, I think, like, those could be awesome. So...
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I want to go on a Wreck-It Ralph ride. That sounds awesome.
I know, right? Wreck-It Ralph is amazing. So good. Oh, man. I can't end the show without turning this back on. The computer turned off. Okay.
Is Ralph part of the Villainous board game? Because...
No.
I know he's not really the bad guy.
He's not the bad guy.
But the whole point was that he, like, was the...
Okay, but here's the thing, though, is, like, technically the bad guy of that movie is Turbo.
True.
Turbo-tastic! And, like, King Candy. Oh, my gosh. King Candy has some amazing lines in that movie.
Also, do you remember the Oreo guards?
Yes.
And they go,
Oreo!
Oreo!
You know what that's from, right?
No.
Yeah, that's a reference to the flying monkeys in Wizard of Oz.
Did they... What?
So basically the reference is that when they were going Oreo, they're like walking outside of the gate, and that's literally the shot in Wizard of Oz when like the characters and like Dorothy and stuff are like looking and they see all of the flying monkeys like walking in front of the Wicked Witch's house. And then I think palace, whatever. And I don't remember what they say, but they're also doing the da 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 da, but I don't remember what they're saying. But so that's a direct reference to Wizard of Oz.
Whoa.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's hilarious. I love that part. But yeah. Oreo. All right, the time is pretty much up, so I'm gonna wrap the show. Thank you to everyone who is listening. I really appreciate all of you. I hope that you enjoyed, me and Hazel just, like, talking about stuff. It was fun on our end, and I hope it was fun for you to listen to instead of just, like, why am I listening to these girls talking? But, yeah, that's it for me here at the Wellesley House of Mouse. I really hope that you enjoy listening to my show. I love you all. I hope you tune in next Sunday at 4 or listen on my YouTube channel where I post every episode that I air. Thank you again for listening, and peace out from the Wellesley House of Mouse. Bye.